Part 29. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 281. Many freshmen were at the level 5 or below of the 5th level of the superpowers, so how could they resist this level of pressure? Their heartbeats accelerated. It felt like Zhang Jun could kill them immediately if he had a thought, and they had no ability to resist at all. How could they dare to resist? Seeing the freshmen all had cowardly expressions, Zhang Jun snorted coldly, "If you don't have the strength, don't talk nonsense." The freshmen dared not to speak, so they had to look at Chu Wei. How much they hoped that Chu Wei could stand up. As long as he was not attacked by this guy, they believed that Chu Wei could fight Zhang Jun. After all, Chu Wei defeated Fubo, who was the 4th level awakener, with only one punch. He and Zhang Jun, who was the 5th level awakener, could definitely fight. In the freshman's hopeful eyes, Chu Wei's body slowly stood up. Smiles immediately appeared on the faces of the freshmen, as if hope was ignited at this moment. Chu Wei twisted his neck and looked at Zhang Jun indifferently. Chu Wei had not expected that Zhang Jun was so fast. If he did not use the instant body technique, he would not be able to catch up with him. In fact, when Zhang Jun attacked, Chu Wei's keen perception felt it, but he had no time to resist, because Zhang Jun was too fast. Chu Wei did not want to expose his instant body technique. After all, the instant body technique was a very powerful trump card for Chu Wei. If he was not dealing with a person above the Great Awakener, Chu Wei would not easily expose it. After all, if he used it too much, people would be prepared for Chu Wei's move in advance. So he took Zhang Jun's move. However, Chu Wei could feel that although Zhang Jun was fast, his attack was not very strong, so Chu Wei, who had activated the half-dragon state, did not actually suffer much damage. "Great, Chu Wei, are you okay?" Sumomo asked with concern like a little girlfriend. "I'm fine, don't worry." Sumomo looked at Chu Wei and found that he seemed to be really fine. Sumomo saw that there were red dragon scales on Chu Wei's palm, which made her eyes shrink. This dragon scale is a physical quality, with super high defense. "How much more skills does Chu Wei have?" Sumomo exclaimed. In the surprise of the people around him, Chu Wei looked at Zhang Jun and said lightly, "Zhang Jun? What a name that makes people uncomfortable." Chu Wei thought of Zhang Jun, the squad leader of Taiyuan City who had been beaten by him. Humph. Chu Wei, don't think you can be arrogant just because you have high defense. I tell you, my Zhang Jun's speed is not something you can catch up with. Get ready to be my sandbag and get beaten. Zhang Jun moved his feet and almost turned into a shadow to attack Chu Wei. So fast. This was the first time Chu Wei commented on the speed of others. However, although Zhang Jun's movement speed was fast enough, his attack speed was about the same as Chu Wei's. Chu Wei had 150 points of agility and attacked 75 times per second. At this speed, only his shadow could be seen. But Zhang Jun could keep up. The attack speeds of the two were almost the same. In the blink of an eye, they had already attacked each other dozens of times. But every time Chu Wei wanted to attack Zhang Jun would use his super fast movement speed to distance himself. This made Chu Wei quite helpless when he didn't use other means. "Haha, Chu Wei, Zhang Jun, have already said that you can't hit me with your speed." Zhang Jun became more and more proud, and at the same time, when he attacked Chu Wei, he was already as fast as a black circle, as if his figure was everywhere. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 282. Haha, look, Chu Wei didn't do anything this time. Zhang Jun is indeed the 9th ranked master. His speed is the best in the school. Look, Chu Wei is just a sandbag. He can't even touch Zhang Jun's body. Let him go crazy, now he knows how powerful he is. During the battle, Chu Wei was indeed hit by Zhang Jun several times, but Zhang Jun's strength was too weak to cause any damage to Chu Wei, who had turned into a half-dragon. However, in the eyes of everyone, Zhang Jun had the upper hand. Chu, I want to see how many times your defense can block my attacks. Zhang Jun's attacks became faster and faster. However, Chu Wei, who was attacked, said calmly, "Do you only have speed? If that's all you have, your performance will be over soon." What? This Chu Wei is still talking nonsense. That's right, even though he was being beaten violently by Zhang Jun, he was still saying such nonsense. I don't believe Chu Wei can turn defeat into victory under such an attack. I bet he won't be able to hold on after he talks big. Chu Wei, don't think that because your defense is high, I can't do anything to you. Just look at my fire and lightning whip shadow. Zhang Jun roared angrily, and his superpower turned into countless lightnings to attack Chu Wei. It looked like countless whips lashing Chu Wei all around. Your performance is over, so I'm not interested in continuing to watch it. Suction hand, Chu Wei's voice fell, and a strong suction force directly sucked Zhang Jun's fast-moving figure. How is that possible? In Zhang Jun's exclamation, his body was positioned half a meter away in front of Chu Wei. You only think that your speed is fast enough, but you forget that others also have means. You are too arrogant. In Chu Wei's faint voice, Chu Wei's fist directly opened the third gear of the power arm, and then in Zhang Jun's wide eyes, it was heavily reflected on his chest. Boom! With a bang, Zhang Jun's body, like Fu Bo's body before, hit the wall of the room heavily. Chu Wei stopped caring about Zhang Jun if Zhang Jun was hit by his punch. Even if Zhang Jun was at the level 5 awakened state, he would definitely lose his combat effectiveness. Who else is dissatisfied? Chu Wei's voice echoed on the 5th floor for the second time. All the old students, you look at me, I look at you, even Zhang Jun was defeated. Do we old students really have to succumb to the majesty of a new student today? Everyone come together. Someone shouted, this Chu Wei has fought so many times just now. I don't believe that his spiritual energy is so abundant. After all, no matter how powerful he is, it's just because he has many tricks. But the amount of aura cannot be solved by combat power. Let's all come together and kill him. It seems you are still not convinced. Then I will let you know how scum you are. As soon as Chu Wei moved his body, he rushed into the crowd of hundreds of old students like a tiger. These are the people who just said they would kill Chu Wei. The fists were waved, and in the blink of an eye, several people were beaten up by Chu Wei. The old students around him immediately helped, attacking Chu Wei with countless skills and abilities. However, he saw Chu Wei transformed into a half-dragon, holding the 4 powers of fire, electricity, wind, and ice, and shuttled back and forth among the old students. Every time he takes action, several old students will lose their fighting ability. Touch! 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 Figures kept flying out of the crowd and hitting the surrounding walls. Chu Wei was like a human tyrannosaurus. No one in his life could stop Chu Wei's attack. The sound of Chu Wei's punches hitting people to the flesh continued to sound. But the freshmen in the whole room were stunned, looking at the old students who were beaten away by Chu Wei. Everyone just felt that Chu Wei was too fierce. This is not what I said before. One person is challenging the Fang Cheng Alliance alone. Now, one person is challenging hundreds of old students present. This picture is so exciting. I'm afraid that since the establishment of the entire school, no freshman has ever done such a thing, challenging hundreds of seniors alone. This is a legend. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Xu Xiangzike. Chapter 283. When Chu Wei stopped fighting, there was no senior standing around him. Chu Wei looked at the hundreds of people lying on the ground. He shouted, "Now, who else is not convinced?" Chu Wei's voice was so wild and domineering that it filled the ears of hundreds of people at the scene. This was the third time Chu Wei asked today. After a long time, no one answered. No one dared to answer. After 3 times, no one dared to be dissatisfied. Since no one is dissatisfied, I, Chu Wei, will tell you now, don't say how awesome you are in front of me, Chu Wei. Because, you are just a bunch of scum in the 5th level in front of me. Oh my god, it's too wild and exciting. All the freshmen just felt their blood boiling. Some of their freshmen beat all the seniors at the scene. This incident is enough for them to brag about all day when they return home. With Chu Wei's last sentence, the whole battle today came to an end. The senior who said at the beginning that Chu Wei would eat the fan if he won had already eaten the page of the fan himself. It can be said that he took the initiative with tears in his eyes. Although the battle was over, as everyone left, this matter swept the entire Imperial Capital Academy like a hurricane. The fact that Chu Wei challenged hundreds of seniors alone was destined to become the hottest topic today, and among them were 2 masters ranked 10th and 9th in the academy. They all lost to Chu Wei. Chu Wei returned to his dormitory. Today's battle consumed a lot of Chu Wei, so he did not make pills that night, but rested for a night. The next day, when Chu Wei got up, the first thing he did was to open his alchemy furnace. He kept throwing the medicinal materials of the giant spirit pill into it. Chu Wei practiced this alchemy for 7 days. After 7 days, 430 golden giant spirit pills were finally completed. Today is the day I will be promoted to an awakener. Chu Wei picked up a handful of giant spirit pills and started eating. Ding! The host ate 10 giant spirit pills and gained 50 million spiritual energy. Ding! The host ate 10 giant spirit pills and gained 50 million spiritual energy. Ding! The host gained 50 million spiritual energy. Ding! The host. When Chu Wei ate the 110th pill, Chu Wei felt that the rolling spiritual energy in his body finally reached a critical point. Ding! Congratulations to the host for breaking through the realm of the superpower and advancing to the Awakener level 1 realm. Boom! At this moment, the spiritual energy in Chu Wei's body was like a long river of power. There were strong spiritual energy fluctuations around the body, and the beds and a series of furniture in the dormitory were floating up in this spiritual energy fluctuation. The spiritual energy fluctuations of the Awakener realm are much stronger than those of the superpower realm. Fortunately, this spiritual energy fluctuation quickly returned to Chu Wei's body, otherwise these furniture would probably float higher and higher. After clenching his fist, Chu Wei felt that the power in his body was twice as strong as before. After a few days of constant struggle, Chu Wei finally reached the Awakener realm, which was a big step towards the King realm. Chu Wei took out a drop of blood from the storage space. This was a drop of golden blood. When it came out, the air around it showed a sense of steaming heat. It seemed that there was a huge energy in this drop of blood. This drop of blood was the real dragon blood that Ye Zhou gave to Chu Wei. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 284. After eating the real dragon blood, Chu Wei immediately felt the huge energy in the blood impacting his body, and at the same time, the red dragon scales on Chu Wei's body surface appeared automatically. Not only that, the most peculiar thing is Chu Wei's eyes, because Chu Wei's eyes began to change at this moment, and began to turn into blood-red eyes. And the most peculiar thing is Chu Wei's pupils, which became vertical pupils. Vertical pupils are the characteristics of dragon eyes. In addition, the scales on Chu Wei's body are not only bright red, but also have some line-like runes, which look very mysterious. Not only that, the golden runes that Ye Zhou left on Chu Wei's neck also poured into Chu Wei's body at this moment. Entering Chu Wei's abdomen, under Chu Wei's perception, these golden runes actually turned Chu Wei's entire abdomen into gold, and even those supernatural powers were coated with a layer of gold. Chu Wei was stunned by this change. Is this, the superpower has been attributed? The biggest change for everyone who enters the Awakener realm is that they can add attributes to their superpowers, such as Zhang Jun, who Chu Wei defeated a few days ago. Zhang Jun's superpower was originally electricity, but his electricity was accompanied by fire, which is the addition of the fire attribute to the electric superpower. The superpower with the attribute is 50% more powerful than the previous superpower. Of course, it also depends on what attribute the practitioner adds to the superpower. The stronger the attribute, the stronger the superpower. Chu Wei summoned his own fire superpower. Sure enough, when the flame appeared, it was no longer red as before, but a red with gold. It looked very noble. I didn't expect that the thing that the strange dragon gave me was really good. Originally, Chu Wei was still thinking about how to add attributes to the superpower, but he didn't expect that the dragon rune that Yezhou gave him would have such an effect. Now I should be able to fight with the masters of the Great Awakener realm. Chu Wei could feel that he had become much stronger with his fist. Next, my goal is to reach the Great Awakener realm. Chu Wei did not eat the third-level giant spirit pill again. After all, Chu Wei's realm has been improved now, and the third-level giant spirit pill can no longer give him the same effect as before. So Chu Wei still has 320 giant spirit pills left to sell, which will be a huge sum of money, which can be used to buy resources for cultivation in the future. After planning everything, Chu Wei let out a long breath. It's time to go out. Chu Wei smiled. He has been living in the dormitory for a week. It's time to go out and get some fresh air. However, not long after he went out, Chu Wei was found by Sumomo. In the garden corridor of the school, Sumomo said angrily, "Chu Wei, you guy, what's wrong with you? I sent you so many messages on your phone and you didn't reply. What do you want to do? Do you want to break up?" Chu Wei felt a little guilty. When he looked at his phone just now, Sumomo did send him several messages in the past few days, but Chu Wei was refining pills at the time and ignored them. "I've been busy these days, so I haven't looked at my phone much." "Something's going on, what's going on? Are you dating other girls?" "Of course not. You're the only girl I know in the whole school, who are you dating?" Chu Wei was helpless. "Really? I'm the only girl you know in the school." Sumomo suddenly showed a bright smile on her pretty face, so she was different from other people in Chu Wei's mind. "Yeah. That's more like it." Sumomo smiled even happier, and said, "By the way, I came to you this time because I have something good to take care of you. Have you heard of the mutation land? Super God system becomes infinitely stronger." Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 285. Chu Wei frowned slightly. Chu Wei had also heard of the mutation land. If the mutation of the Earth 500 years ago originated from a virus, then the mutation land was the origin of the virus. Every creature that enters the mutation land will mutate. For example, a tiger will become a monster with wings and 2 heads when it comes out, and it will become very ferocious. If a person enters, he may become a zombie, a flesh and blood body without emotions. However, as time goes by, people begin to slowly explore the mutation land. People find that the mutation land can not only turn people into zombies, but also make people's bodies stronger. You can gain a powerful force. In addition, there is generally a source of mutation in the mutation land. The source of mutation is a very precious resource. People who refine it can quickly improve the spiritual energy in the human body. Legend has it that a source of mutation can allow the Great Awakener to upgrade a small realm, which is enough to show how precious the source of mutation is. If Chu Wei wants to improve his strength now, this source of mutation is undoubtedly the fastest. Do you have news about the mutation land? Chu Wei asked with a little excitement. Of course, I'm looking for you to participate in this kind of good thing this time. Are you willing to go? Yes, I'll go. When will we leave? Chu Wei's spiritual energy value has reached a terrifying 4 billion before it is upgraded. If he does not look for more powerful resources, then Chu Wei's road to becoming stronger will become slow. This is something Chu Wei absolutely cannot tolerate, so the land of mutation is too attractive to Chu Wei. Well, tomorrow. Wait for my news. Sumomo smiled and turned away. Chu Wei walked around the school. Chu Wei, who had not been out for 7 days, immediately found that many students in the school looked at him differently than before. Some of the eyes were obviously admiring. And more importantly, many senior sisters and girls would always look at Chu Wei and whisper from time to time. It was like seeing a big star. Of course, some bolder senior sisters came directly to Chu Wei to ask for his phone number. Chu Wei shook his head. Don't you beauties have anything to do every day? Don't you think about how to become stronger? After walking around the school, Chu Wei found that he had become the latest popular student in the school. Chu Wei's challenge to hundreds of seniors became the hottest topic in the past 7 days. It can be said that everyone in the school knew about it. Chu Wei, who originally wanted to keep a low profile, once again became an idol-level figure. When Chu Wei returned to the dormitory, Chu Wei also found something very beneficial to him. This matter was about the dark light ability. The thing was that Chu Wei killed a human-faced eagle in the freshman ranking competition half a month ago, and the examiners at that time offered a reward in order to find out which student killed it. It was said that the student who killed the human-faced eagle could get a spiritual level martial arts, which was originally a very generous reward. However, the strange thing was that no one went to claim the reward. Later, the examiners had no choice, so they raised the reward to a spiritual level technique. However, what was unexpected was that no one went to claim the reward. Just when everyone was jealous of the reward, they found that no one still came to claim the reward. Finally, in order to find out who killed the human-faced eagle, the examiners simply proposed that the killer could enter the ability pavilion once. As soon as this news came out, countless freshmen and seniors were jealous. What is the most powerful thing in this era? Of course, it is the ability. Being able to enter the ability pavilion once means that there is a chance to obtain the dark light ability. However, it is still unexpected that no one has claimed this bounty issued 3 days ago. And 3 days ago, Chu Wei, the protagonist who killed the human-faced eagle, was in seclusion to make pills, so he didn't know until now. This bounty that made countless people jealous can be said to be a pie in the sky that fell on Chu Wei's head as soon as he came out of seclusion. Chu Wei had to sigh again that when you have good luck, you really can't stop it. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 286. Simply cleaned up the clothes to be prepared for tomorrow's departure. Tomorrow we will go to the mutant land, which is definitely not in the school. So simple preparation is still necessary. Chu Wei does not want to collect the reward to enter the ability pavilion immediately. After the last failure, Chu Wei feels that the opportunity to enter the ability pavilion must be cherished. Chu Wei plans to wait until he enters the Great Awakener realm, and then use this reward to enter the ability pavilion, because the dark light source is very strong. Chu Wei wants to wait until he is stronger and conquer it in one fell swoop. At the entrance of the school. At this moment, the great devil Mo Jingxian is walking out of the school gate with the brothers Zhang Tianfeng and Zhang Tiancheng. Zhang Tiancheng glanced at the male and female classmates behind him, and said unhappily, "Damn it, all the way down, these guys are discussing the new egg named Chu Wei. It's really annoying." When Chu Wei didn't come, These juniors were discussing Mo Jingxian and their two Zhang brothers. Little prince, even if you don't want to attack Chu Wei, if you let me go, I promise to beat Chu Wei to death. He is too arrogant, who is he dissatisfied with? I will let him know that our little prince is the legend in this Imperial Academy. Mo Jingxian sneered, it's just Chu Wei. It's just a matter of moving hands to beat him, but now we shouldn't stay on the empty reputation of the Academy legend. You forget that we are people who want to do big things. Soon, the whole United States will belong to our Tianlin Palace Mo family. A little Chu Wei is like an ant. Let him perform like a clown. Zhang Tianfen next to him also smiled, mocking Chu Wei for being an arrogant little brother. He didn't know that he could challenge the old students so arrogantly. It was just because he and others didn't want to pay attention to him. Zhang Tianchang, humph. Chu Wei, you better not run into me next time, or I'll make him pay and beat him up. Okay, let's go. We have something important to do in Bianshan City this time, and no accidents can happen. Led by Mo Jingxian, the three of them got on the vehicle that had been prepared outside the academy and headed for the so-called Bianshan City. The next day, at the gate of the Imperial Capital Academy, Sumomo was waiting for Chu Wei to go to the mutation site together. What surprised Chu Wei was that when he came here, in addition to Sumomo, there were 4 other people, 2 of whom were Chu Wei's acquaintances. These 2 people were Su Peng and Su Ming, 2 cousins. Chu Wei, I'm sorry, we 2 brothers apologize for our ignorance before, I hope you can forgive us, Su Ming apologized sincerely. Chu Wei, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have targeted you from the beginning, I hope you can forgive me, Su Peng also apologized sincerely. Chu Wei was slightly stunned, he didn't expect the 2 brothers to do this. Chu Wei, please forgive them. They told me about the mutation land this time, so just give me some face, okay? Sumomo didn't want Chu Wei to have a quarrel with the Su family. Chu Wei looked at the Su brothers. Su Ming and Su Peng's apology was sincere, and Chu Wei could hear it. Looking at Sumomo's expectant expression, Chu Wei nodded. The matter with the Su brothers was over. Chu Wei was not such a petty person. Besides, the Su brothers were beaten badly by him. Seeing Chu Wei nod, the Su brothers breathed a sigh of relief. After all, no one wanted to offend such a powerful person like Chu Wei. You know, Chu Wei beat Zhang Jun, who was at the 5th level of Awakener, with 1 punch yesterday and a few days ago. Such strength had to make them respect him. In this way, the group set out on the road to the mutation land. This time, the mutation land occurred in Baimang Mountain, a few cities away from the Imperial Capital Academy. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 287. Chu Wei, I heard that the mutation land attracted a lot of people this time, and I heard that there are people who are awakened at the 9th level, so we must be careful when we get there. Sumomo said on the way. What? Do other people know about the mutation land this time? Chu Wei thought that they were just a few people going out to look for treasures this time. Looking at Chu Wei's puzzled eyes, Sumomo smiled secretly. Do you think that only a few of us know about such a big thing as the mutation land, and then let us go to find treasures secretly? He, you are wrong. Sumomo continued, this time, the mutation of Baimang Mountain spread a week ago, and many people went there. Maybe some of our powerful seniors in our school have already set off. Only you don't know anything. I really don't know what you care about every day. Chu Wei was helpless. He really didn't pay much attention to the outside world. I heard that many people have entered Baimang Mountain this time. Many people have obtained mutated medicinal materials, and some people have killed mutated beasts and obtained animal bones and other treasures. And I heard that some people have obtained some low-level sources of mutation this time, and their strength has increased a lot. But it's also very dangerous. I heard that many people died, so we have to be careful. It's best to get treasures, but if we can't get them, we must ensure our lives. Chu Wei nodded, and he understood it, but Chu Wei's idea was different from Sumomo's. His goal was the source of mutation. Whoever stood in the way would be beaten. This is the map of Baimang Mountain and some places that people have visited. Su Ming sent an electronic map to Chu Wei. It records the places people have visited in the past few days. These places have been looted by people, so it's better not to waste time. At the same time, Su Ming's move was a gesture of goodwill to Chu Wei, and it also meant that Su Ming was really convinced by Chu Wei. In fact, not only Su Ming, but even Su Pen was really convinced by Chu Wei. As for his love for Sumomo, he also gave up. He felt that he should be self-aware. Sumomo obviously didn't like him, so he didn't force it anymore, so Su Pen was much more free and easy now than before. Chu Wei nodded. As everyone continued to move forward, Chu Wei secretly studied the map. On the third day, the group finally arrived at Baimang Mountain. It is said that Baimang Mountain used to be like an ordinary mountain, but after the mutation, the trees and stones here are different from those in ordinary places. Many trees here have grown fur, and some have grown human faces. It looks a bit creepy. However, these mutated trees are dead. At this moment, in front of Chu Wei and others is a road into the mountain, but this road is full of blood stains, and the mutated trees or flowers around have long died. They turned into corpses lying on the roadside. Of course there are human corpses. It seems that the humans who entered before have fought many times with the mutated creatures inside. Go in. Chu Wei was the first to go in. The others looked at each other, and then followed Chu Wei in. No one objected to Chu Wei's decision. During the days when they were on the road, these people had already taken Chu Wei as their leader, and whatever Chu Wei said was what it was. Not long after Chu Wei and his companions followed the main road into the city, a group of men in black suddenly emerged from the woods on both sides and surrounded Chu Wei and his companions with ill intentions. Ahaha, we are lucky today, we didn't expect to wait for a group of little fat sheep. The leader, a guy with a pointed face and a wretched face, looked at Chu Wei and his companions with pride. Super God System becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 288. What do you want to do? Su Ming shouted. What? Of course it's robbery. Do you think we want to play hide and seek with you kids? Ha ha ha. A group of black-clothed men laughed. They were all adults. In their eyes, Chu Wei and his group were students, or childish children. They were originally here to look for treasures, but later found that there were too many masters inside and they couldn't beat them. So they switched to bullying the weak and robbing those who came in to look for treasures. Chu Wei was obviously young and was their target. Robbery? Do you know who we are? Su Ming glanced at these black-clothed men arrogantly. Although Su Ming's strength seemed vulnerable to Chu Wei, Su Ming was able to enter the Imperial Capital Academy, which meant he was strong. Moreover, his strength has greatly improved in the Imperial Capital Academy in the past 2 years. Although there are many black-clothed men, they may not be able to beat even one Su Ming in a fight. Otherwise, they would not have to rob the weak at the gate of the mountain. Hey, you are a bit arrogant, it seems that you will not hand over the valuables obediently unless you are taught a lesson. A big man walked out from the black-clothed people, and as he stepped, a spiritual energy fluctuation of the third-level supernatural power was released. In his opinion, Chu Wei and others were just a group of ordinary young people. Even if they had practiced, at their age, they were only a few levels of spiritual energy at most. Of course, if they were really ordinary people, then they might really be like what the big man in black thought, with only a few levels of spiritual energy. But the big man probably never dreamed that the group of young people in front of him were geniuses admitted to the Imperial Capital Academy. How could ordinary young people compare with their strength? Level 3 supernatural power, you are awesome. A smile appeared at the corner of Su Ming's mouth. Su Peng, Su Momo, and Li Hao and Fang Xian, who belonged to the Su family, all smiled at the same time. They are really naughty. Level 3 supernatural power, Su Momo couldn't help laughing in Chu Wei's ear. Chu Wei also shook his head helplessly. This group of black-clothed men might have picked the wrong target this time. Boy, don't say that I am bullying the weak. After all, what we do is bullying the weak. If you want to blame someone, blame your poor talent. You can't reach my level. The black-clothed men were very proud. Second brother, they are all a group of young people. How can they compare with you? That's right. When my second brother was in the South City Academy, he was also quite famous. That's right. I heard that there were several beautiful girls pursuing our second brother when he was in the academy. The black people began to brag about their past youth. Hey! It's all in the past. Why mention it? Keep a low profile. Looking at the poor show-off of the second brother in black, Chu Wei, Su Momo and others couldn't help but smile again. Are these robbers from the circus? It's a pity not to be funny. So you are so powerful, what are you waiting for? Why don't you make a move? Su Ming hooked his hand provocatively at his second brother. Come on. You won't cry until you see the coffin, so let me show you how powerful I am. The second brother in black jumped up and kicked Su Ming with a flying kick. There was a golden light on his leg, which seemed to be a strong golden light ability. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 289. Ha! Su Ming chuckled. Without moving his body, he raised his leg and kicked it. It was an ordinary kick, but it directly kicked the opponent's flying leg backwards, hitting several men in black behind him. Your strength is so rubbish. The second brother was furious and got up from the ground. Brothers, come together and beat these little melons to death. People in black attacked Chu Wei and others from all directions. Su Peng, Li Hao, and Fang Xian fought back at will. The highest leader of this group of men in black was at the 4th level of superpower, so he was no match for these three. As soon as they fought, these men in black were beaten and retreated. When the leader in black saw that something was wrong, he was about to abandon his brothers and run away, but before he ran, he glanced at Chu Wei and Su Momo. He found that all the melon boys had taken action, and only Chu Wei and Su Momo, who had been standing at the center just now, were still standing there. They are the only two who haven't done anything. They seem to be the weak ones. Grab them and threaten the other three to surrender. After making up his mind, the leader in black moved his body and headed straight towards Chu Wei like a black panther. In his opinion, Chu Wei didn't say a word just now and was quiet because he should be easier to bully. But just when the leader in black took action, Su Peng, Su Ming, and others around him were extremely surprised. This leader's actions were simply seeking death. Facing the attack from the leader in black, Chu Wei didn't even raise his face. He. It seems that my analysis was good. This is indeed a weakling. This kid is so scared that he doesn't even dare to move. He doesn't even dare to blink. When the leader in black was proud, his hand was already close in front of Chu Wei. He grabbed Chu Wei's shoulder and wanted to subdue Chu Wei. However, the next second, the face of the leader in black changed drastically. Chu Wei didn't know when to take action and grabbed his hand. He wanted to struggle, but Chu Wei's hands were like iron pliers, and he couldn't break free no matter what. You. The leader in black looked at Chu Wei in horror. Chu Wei's body was shaken, and a powerful spiritual energy was transmitted into the body of the man in black along Chu Wei's hand. Poof, with a sound, the black-clothed leader's clothes were instantly burst open by Chu Wei's powerful spiritual energy. The leader in black is completely naked at this moment, which is extremely funny. Ah! Ah! My clothes. The leader in black immediately covered his important parts with both hands. Haha! You're such a bad guy. Sumomo covered her eyes so as not to look at the leader in black, and turned to look at Chu Wei. Haha! He is already funny, let him be more funny, Chu Wei said lightly. Originally, when Chu Wei was shocked just now, he could directly use spiritual energy to shock the black-clothed leader's body to pieces. But Chu Wei didn't kill him, he just used spiritual energy to shatter his clothes and make him suffer some insults. The leader in black retreated continuously. When he looked at Chu Wei at this moment, he looked as if Chu Wei was a savage beast. I originally thought that Chu Wei was a weakling, but I never expected that Chu Wei was the boss among this group of people. Until this moment, he finally understood that these young people were completely beyond his control. At the moment, he didn't care so much, turned around and ran outside. I didn't even have time to put on my clothes, and I was afraid that if I was too late, my life would be lost here. Seeing the leader running away, the rest of the men in black and the second brother immediately got up from the ground and ran away in a flash. Facing this funny scene, Chu Wei, Su Ming, and others shook their heads. They didn't chase them. Although these men in black were robbing, at least they didn't use weapons, which meant they wouldn't kill anyone. Chu Wei and others didn't bother to pursue them. Who? Just when a few people were relaxing, Chu Wei suddenly looked at the woods ahead and shouted. Super God system becomes infinitely stronger. Author, Shu Xiangzike. Chapter 290. At the same time, Chu Wei jumped and came to the place where he had just looked at as fast as a shadow. However, there was no one at a glance. Under the big tree, Chu Wei frowned slightly. Just now, in his keen perception, he clearly sensed that there was someone here. What's wrong with Chu Wei? Sumomo ran over. Nothing. Chu Wei shook his head, but Chu Wei was a little alert in his heart. He clearly felt that there was someone just now. The group did not stay here, but continued to go into Baimang Mountain. Chu Wei and others just walked away. Just under the big tree that Chu Wei had observed before, two transparent figures appeared from under the big tree, and they slowly turned into two people in white clothes. I didn't expect that this Chu Wei was so sharp that he was almost discovered by him, one of them said. Even if they find out, so what? He is only at the Awakener level 1 realm. Brother, it's easy for the two of us to deal with him. Brother Li said, don't be impulsive. It's easy to kill them, but this is the entrance after all. People come here from time to time. If people know that we killed these young people, the consequences may be difficult to deal with. They are so young and have such strength, and they are a group. It is very likely that they are students from the Imperial Capital Academy who come here to hunt for treasure. If we do it openly, I'm afraid we will be included in the hunting list of the Imperial Capital Academy, and then it will be no fun. Brother Li Shan nodded, and then asked, then let them go. There are two beautiful girls in there. Let them go? Haha, how is it possible? The girl next to Chu Wei is a top-notch girl. Of course, we have to enjoy her well. A lewd light appeared in Li's eyes. We'll follow them, and when they get to a remote place, we'll deal with them, so that no one will know. Then, we two brothers will each take one of those two girls. Ha ha ha. So beautiful. Chu Wei and the others moved forward straight. The further they went inside, the more traces of battles and corpses they could see everywhere. Ding. System prompt, sensing the source of intermediate mutation, do you want to turn on the system area scanning function to find the source of mutation? Turning on the function will consume 10 points of wisdom attribute. Chu Wei frowned slightly, intermediate mutation source. The source of mutation also has high and low levels. Currently there are 3 levels, primary, intermediate, and advanced. The higher the level of the source of mutation, the purer the energy contained, and the more spiritual energy it can bring. The energy of the intermediate source of mutation can be said to be very strong. According to Chu Wei's knowledge, this thing can be regarded as a fourth level item. Its value is much higher than Chu Wei's flying blade wings. Such a thing, let alone the awakened, even the great awakened are very eager to get, because getting it may be worth 1 year or even several years of hard work. Open. Although it requires 10 wisdom attribute points, Chu Wei did not hesitate to open the system's scanning function. Everything needs to be paid for. Ding. The system successfully deducted wisdom points and is opening the regional scanning function. Looking for the location of the intermediate mutation source. Ding. The target has been found, and the map will be automatically sent to the host's brain.